Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Appreciate the support either way, cuzzy. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is January 23rd. Wanted to give you yet another window to my thought process on how I do a technical analysis breakdown on the DXY, Bitcoin, XRP, and the total market cap. So first things first, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. This is just a window to my thought process, a process that I've been fine-tuning for almost 17 years now. I was taught this process by my father. He was an options trader for almost 30 years. It's always F the news and trust the charts. It's always take the emotions out and what is the chart telling me? And the price action over the past 2 weeks is shown that it's true, right? Regardless of what's going on. Once again, I use the news to justify why I'm holding so much of a certain asset, but I use my skills with technical analysis to justify when. So a couple weeks ago, I was saying that the DXY, it looked like it was forming a beautiful bottom on a weekly chart. The reason why I start with a longer term trend is because when the long term trend is going down, all of the short-term outcomes are bearish. When the long-term trend turns bullish, I'm expecting all of the shorter time frames to now be very bullish, form higher lows like it did previously. So what's going to help you understand what the overall trend is the MACD. I use a MACD, which is two moving averages. When the moving average, the yellow is the shorter time frame moving average. When it goes above the longer time moving average, it's called the golden cross, and it's a confirmation of a trend reversal, to the upside. Now there are two parts of each of the indicators I use. In the MACD, there's section A, which is above the histogram in the blue part, and then in the negative, in the zero, below, in the red part. Now you can have golden crosses below or you can have golden crosses above. Both have different impacts on the price. When you have golden crosses above, now I want you to look at the waves, okay? When the golden cross is above the zero line, it means the next wave has potential to break the previous local top. When you have a golden cross below the zero line, example A here and here, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make a new high on that next swing, okay? We went from 114 down golden cross, but we only went to 105. We came back down golden cross, but we only went to 104. So once again, you have to understand that yes, we are getting a golden cross, and we still need to break the zero line. If we break the zero line, then we're breaking the 104 and heading to the 105, and then potentially the 106. The next indicator that I use is called an RSI. It tells you literally when the asset is overbought, when it's close to or around the 70 line, or when it's extremely oversold, when it's close to or around the 30 line. There's also two sections. There is section A and there is section B. Section A usually means that you're having continuations to the upside. I'll give you an example right here. So we were overbought, we came back, we did not break the previous low of the 91, and we went to the 91.86. We went up, we came down, we did not break the previous low of the 91.83, and we went to 92.04. Once again, all in section A. You can see here when you line up that death cross with the break and the break of the 50, that's when you are now majorly bearish. And we went literally from 110 to 101, and we have been making lower highs and lower lows ever since. This is the first time that we went from the 99 up to the 107 and created a higher low. So technically, this is the first time that you're getting bullish divergence on the DXY, something like this, right? 99.07, 101. So now we're expecting, since the trend is going up, and the RSI is breaking into section A, we have room to grow. We're trying to figure out room to grow where. That's not the resistance levels that I'm looking at. The first one that I notice when I'm choosing support and resistance levels. Once again, I'm always going to a longer time frame to see where you're seeing major support and resistance, and if anything stands out like a sore thumb, right? So the first level, and that's why I have this here, is once we do break this level of the 103.62, I see clear as day this is the next level here, right at the 104.60, and then I like to use 3 levels. And the reason why I like this one is because they all tell a story, right? So this one, this 103.63 was resistance, was used as support, turned into resistance, 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 and that's local resistance. I do think we break that because we have so much room until we are extremely overbought, right? So because we're only at the 49, we have room to go at least to the 64 to the 65. So I'm lining up the 64, 65 with potentially this level here, anywhere from the 104.61 to potentially right, I was going to say right there. I like that the most, the 105.80. The reason being is it was previous resistance support used as multiple resistance points. This is technically the neckline of a fake out, right? We went above this, but technically came back in, used it as resistance, and we went to the downside. So I'm expecting the DXY to go to about there. And because the DXY has potential to go about there, that gives you almost inside information what's going to happen with this market. And if you remember me saying, I mean, not even in my leverage video that I told you guys to open up a short, hypothetically, not financial advice, you'd be up a lot of money right now. We were chilling at the 42,000 mark. But literally 2 weeks ago when I said the DXY is going to go up and it looks like the other ones are going to go down. And also another thing that we look at is the RSI and the MACD. You know, I had someone in the Discord, by the way, it's free, join it, links in the description. They were like, how do you do this? How do you take the emotions out? And it's only because I have the experience, cuzzy. You know, it's only because I have 16, 17 years of getting lied to, you know, by someone. If you're getting lied to by a friend constantly over and over and over, how many times until they're not your friend anymore, or until their word means absolutely nothing? And here's another fact. Here's another piece of evidence that you're seeing. I mean, I'm literally telling you things and it's happening a week or two out. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin ETFs were approved. So why aren't we seeing 100,000 Bitcoin? Well, because the RSI told us that we were overbought. I have been saying to my close friends that the MACD volume has been coming down since literally December 18th. If you remember, I said we were going to come down over here. And it took 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks for it to play out, for the hidden bearish divergence, right? What hidden bearish divergence means is the price was going from 40,000 all the way to 48,000. But the MACD was starting to point down and the RSI was making lower highs and lower lows. That is hidden bearish divergence. That gives me insider information to tell you, yo, in 2-3 weeks, poo-poo's going to hit the fan. We're going to see blood. And we are. I've been saying for how long that we use the 11 and the 21-day moving average as support during the bull markets. And guess where we are? Weeks later. We now just crossed the 11-day and we're heading towards the 21-day. So now let's go into some technical analysis, right? We're death crossing on the weekly, showing me that the trend is changing for the worse, right? We are still above the zero line, so that means we're not breaking 25,000 anytime soon, 25 to 27,000. Now, I do want to see it stay above the 50 line because, once again, when Bitcoin has been in a bull market, meaning that the monthly, MACD and RSI are both in section A, pointing to the upside, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, and this has happened. And we have 12 years of data to backtest it. So we're here, this has happened, and this has happened, so I'm expecting this to happen. And I was saying that, you know, we could have a consolidation, where back to, and you start confluence technical analysis thinking, right? So we have this yellow trend line, right? We went from 15,000, we went up, we came down, we went to the 25 to 28, we now went up to 45, 48,000. And I'm expecting just a small consolidation back to this level here, right? So once again, what was previous resistance will turn into present support in an uptrend. What was previous support will be used as support again in a previous uptrend. And the 11 and 21 day has been proven that it is used during the bull market as support, as support, as support, and as support. And once again, I want you to take a step back, right? And when you're doing technical analysis, you have to really think about, did the news ever matter? Good or bad? Countries banning it, countries adopting it. It's still using the yellow and purple lines. I don't know why assets worth billions of dollars follow squiggly lines, but until the day it doesn't, we will continue using it. If you don't believe in this stuff, God bless, bro. Go follow the news. Let me know how that works out for you. So, we're here. We just figured out 2, 3, 4 different confluence ideas to come up with the price area of around 36 to 32,000. And once again, that still remains macro bullish, because when you're bullish, the only thing that matters is the steps are getting higher and higher each time, right? Once again, let's just go to the past and look at the previous one. The most important thing is that the steps got higher and higher and higher each time. When you are bearish, guess what happens with the steps, cuzzy? The steps get lower and lower each time. You understand? So, that is my technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'm standing to it. I said it for 3 weeks now. I think we come back to about some wicks around the 31 to the 32,000. The majority of people are going to get around 33,000 to 37,000. Now, if we go to XRP, the main thing I see right away on a weekly chart, once again, is where are we? I see this clear as day. We went from the 70 to the 50, made a lower high, and now we went back to the 50 and got rejected. We blew out this previous support line of 45.93, and we have room to bleed. I always say zoom down or scroll down on the time frame that you're looking at in the price action right here, and you can see previous support all the way back from 2017 is around the 41 to potentially the 37. If we break that, then poo-poo hits the fan and we're heading back down to the 28. Now, what do I see here? I called this days ago. I said this does not look good, and major support's going to bring us back down to these levels here. The reason why I say that, well, I start at a monthly chart and I just look. I want to see where in the entirety of the chart was it used as previous support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support. So this 50 cents, 49 cents to potentially 45 cents is a key level for XRP. That's where I think it stops, to be honest. The reason why I say that is, once again, we are extremely oversold already. And I do think we could see some wicks down to these levels lining up with, once again, I mean, look at this. This is clear as day, bro. This area right here. That's where you're going to be buying more XRP. Hypothetically, not financial advice. Once again, Brad Garlinghouse was just talking at Davos. Now, I want to say something, right? Just because I say F the news, trust the charts, doesn't mean I don't read the news, bro. I read the news every day, Kazi, which is why I tell people, like, it doesn't matter, because I'm reading it. I know he was talking at Davos. I know they're talking with H-bar and they're combining and this and that. Why is the price action going down? Why is the price going down if that news is so huge? It is huge. It's justifying why I'm holding, hypothetically, more XRP than other coins or other stocks or other commodities or houses that I could, etc., right? The news of it being the new Swift and blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm holding it. But technically, I literally just told someone the other day, we were here at 57 cents. And I was like, well, I don't care what's going on with Brad talking to Davos. Just make sure you got some buy orders in, hypothetically, around the 54 cents to 52 cents and around 49 cents. And guess where we are? Guess. We're at 50 cents. So, XRP, once again, we're in section B. We're still going down. I think eventually we stop around 45 cents, potentially 47 cents. Total market cap. This is the meat and potatoes, Cuzzy. Very simple. We're about the death cross. We're breaking down with major supports around the 45. Well, I think, once again, it looks just like Bitcoin. We're going back down to about 1.25 trillion. And then we can see the market start to form a bottom. At that point, I would like to see the DXY overbought, close around the 104 to the 104.69 to the 105.38, form a lower high to this one, and call it a day. Where do we want to see this all line up with? Well, tick, 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 March, April, May 2024. I'll leave the video with that. Do your homework if you don't know what day that is. If you appreciate the content, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Lost my previous channel to a hacker. I recently just found out it wasn't anything I did. I got hacked. Wish I could find these people. But if you know anyone that could benefit from these videos, do me a favor and share the video with them. Besides that, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave it in the comment section. I get to everyone. Enjoy the day. Actually, I haven't done this in a while. If you have a request for a coin or a stock, leave it in the comment section, and I'll pick one lucky winner. Enjoy the day.